Hey, what's going on? Welcome to a very special edition of JUNO TV and the new music. My name is George Strombolopoulos. It is so weird to be standing with you on this corner right now, but the reason we're here on this corner in front of this building is because of the person who's being honored tonight with his Walt Grealis Special Achievement Award, and there's truly no more deserving person to get this. I'm talking about Denise Donlon. Denise is a legend, but how did she get to be a legend?
It's my first day on air, Pet Shop Boys, live television, and Denise is standing right beside the camera person like this. No smile, nothing. Like, if you screw it up, you're gonna have to contend with me.
She said, make sure you listen when you're talking to someone because they have a story to tell.
She really knows how to get the job done, and that's what I call hot in a woman.
Well, when I was in broadcasting at Much Music, the person with the biggest balls was Denise.
Women to be out, we don't want women to come out of their role.
Women shouldn't have a role. People are people, male or female.
No, that's not true.
Why not?
We definitely don't believe that. A woman is a woman.
But you're talking about basic equality.
You know, it's amazing looking back on this stuff because we had no idea how good we had it.
We had no idea how much fun we were having at the time.
No one would have ever thought that we would have gone on to careers in the entertainment.
Those careers did not exist when we were growing up in Scarborough.
That's true. My first job, I was 8 years old delivering newspapers, and then I was a French fry girl. It gives you kind of a resilience, I think, that you need to get the job done. You know, booking concerts at the University of Waterloo, I learned so much. I mean, once I figured out what I was doing and I didn't have to bake every pie for the rider backstage, I remember,
That is so Denise.
There's a rider, I'll make it myself. And I hadn't a clue, right, how to book a band. I literally looked up agent in the Yellow Pages. So that's what led me to sort of reinstate what was called the Canadian Entertainment Conference. And that's how I met Sam Feldman.
Well, my story with Denise is I was looking for a publicist as part of the organization, and I'd heard about this woman who was progressive enough to be walking around a COCA conference wearing a for sale sign. I thought that fit the mode pretty good, so we organized a meeting and she came out here and strolled into my office. Once she started working here, it didn't take long for me to recognize her talents and also her character.
I remember when you first came to Much, I thought, here's someone that comes from a totally different part of the music industry. I mean, she's made bands get on buses. Like, you came with a whole different set of experiences.
Denise was, suddenly the boss of Much Music, and she was incredibly generous and remembered friends, and that's a great strength of hers.
I think when you meet Denise, one thing you quickly realize is that this person can get shit done. She already had a great way of connecting with musicians, so you layered on that new journalistic approach of the new music to it, and it was the perfect connection.
I came in with my big, terrible rock hair and bad makeup, and I felt like I was the uncoolest person who'd ever set foot into Much Music.
You know, one thing about Denise is she just did the right thing. She was super passionate about Canadian talent. She was super passionate about music. She wanted things to be infused with that energy and that authenticity. So it wasn't like reporting about music. It was kind of like living the whole thing and being that and putting it out there.
You know, music's always been very socially active and aware of causes, but I think what Denise did is took Much Music into overdrive with the drive for relevance.
She completely motivated the entire station to donate their services. So from the makeup artists to the caterers to the sound guys to the camera guys to the television producers to the on-air hosts, everybody at Much Music gave us the day.
You know, when we were starting War Child, we heard no more often than we heard yes, because we didn't have a track record. We were very small, we were completely new, and she was the first person who said, okay, I'm in, let's do this.
That piece in my personal journey it's such a massive part of my development as a human being, as a parent, as an artist. Really quite indebted to Denise for already having that instilled value in herself.
You were the first female president of
Well,
Sony
that
Music
was
Canada.
kind of wild, yeah. I mean, I would go to my international meetings and I would be the only one in the room running a country, MD of a country. And it was tough because I was struggling to figure out the business. I was a total newbie at the same time. People would say, Denise, did you lean in? I was like, oh my God, I was leaning in so far, my feet were off the ground. But exactly that same time, I joined Sony, and then the bottom fell out of the business.
So you leave Sony.
There was a merger. BMG and Sony
Right,
merged. Yep.
right. And that was an industry in crisis, and you move into to the CBC.
She came in at a precarious time. A lot of cuts were going on. She really stood up to those cuts. She really defended, especially regional radio. She wanted to save it, and she did.
I wanted to protect and support the journalism and also the small stations, right? Because everything was being questioned. So my argument was always, you know, as the public broadcaster, we need to support the underserved.
I don't even know how to bring this idea of work-life balance, because I don't think there is ever a balance.
No, there's no balance. I always say that work-life balance is an extreme sport.
How would Murray describe you?
Murray would say it's a good thing that Denise has a project, because if she doesn't have a project,
you become the project. Well, she has somewhat of a difficulty with letting herself go idle.
The most energetic person I have ever met in all of my born days. Don't know how she does it.
I mean, I hope that you have been able to use your powers for good. That's all, that you've been able to make a positive contribution, that you've, left the world a little better than you found it, maybe.